Hi guys. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose. I am your host, Nacho Mama. Today I'm going to be reading for the collective sign of Cancer. Remember, Nacho Mama is a personality, not a person. I'm going to be reading from the Mythic Tarot, the Nightmare Before Christmas, and the Everyday Witches Tarot. I'm going to be using a spread that I found inside of the Nightmare Before Christmas book. I find it very informative. Challenges me to read the cards in a different way as well. I'm going to be shuffling over here. I keep forgetting I'm going to shuffle over here, so it's not too loud for you guys over there. The first cards I lay out are going to be what the universe feels like needs to be let go of. What does the universe feel like the Cancer Collective needs to let go of? Whether it be a person, place, or thing, an idea, a programmed response. What does universe feel like Cancer needs to let go of? I'm going to clear the air, clear my mind. Air is thoughts, right? And every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings. Clear the air, clear your mind. That reminds me of little fairies. All right, universe. Oops. What does Cancer need to let go of? Being the wounded warrior. Feeling like nothing you do works. Being very, very stuck in feeling like nothing that you put work towards is working. Being focused on after all I've done for you, or after all I've done for this, or after all I've put into this, this is all I get. Type of mentality. What does Cancer stand? Why do they need to let go of this? Why does Cancer need to let go of the after all I've done for you, or after all the work I've put in, or not trusting in love? The wounded warrior to me reminds me of the king who went into hell to go retrieve his love, and all he had to do was not look back. All he had to do was not look back. He had to trust the fact that love was there with him. Why do you feel you need to let this go, universe? Why does Cancer need to let this go? Two of Wands. It's Emperor. Knight of Swords. I feel like you need to let it go. You need to let go of the back and forth. Like, to me, the Knight of Swords could be a Gemini, but that's almost like a two-face, like a Mr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, you know? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like, the King of Cups is the king of love. That's the king of love. But at the same time, he's also the wounded warrior. Just like there's a Jekyll and Hyde feature. That's... Okay, I'm going to go, wait, no, I'm not. Okay, I'm going to go, wait, no, I'm not. Seems like you're ready, or you're not ready to enter this cave. Or you don't feel like you're ready to enter this cave. You're not trusting this cave. You're not trusting that you are ready. That's I'm ready, no, I'm not. Here I come, no, I'm not. Why else do we need to let this go? Yep. Those are the internal struggles. That is definitely the wounded warrior. That is definitely letting go of the I'm not good enough. Well, this person said that it sucked, so I can't do that anymore. You know? Or why should I paint my nails? You know, I don't even have any fingernails. Like, or just any of that self-negative internal talk, that internal dialogue. Our internal dialogue is so powerful, we don't even realize that we're doing it. Like, how many times a day do you say you're sorry? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry I smiled. Oh, I'm sorry that I did this. Oh, I'm sorry that I... How can you turn those I'm sorries into thank you? Oh, thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for making me laugh. It took your whole life for you to gain the programming of your mindset that you have. It's not going to all change in one night, but in one night it can change. Think about how many things happen in one day, just one day. One day people fall in love. One day people are born. One day people die. One day you make a decision to change your life forever. You can also do that with your thought patterns. One less I'm sorry. Just one less. One less covering up your smile. Maybe your teeth aren't the greatest, you know? After one less, after one less, after one less, I'm sorry, after one less covering up your smiles, after one less internalization of even the silliest things, man, make a huge difference. Before you know it, you won't be saying you're sorry for no reason. doing that will help put you into the King of Swords. About knowing when it's appropriate. Like, when you say you're sorry, to actually mean it, and mean it for something that you know, that you genuinely didn't know and you plan on changing the actions of. Not just these, oh, I'm sorry I stepped in front of you. I'm sorry I, don't do that to yourself. I know there's so many of you out there that do that, because I was once one of those. Now every time I say I'm sorry over something silly like that, like, I stop and I analyze it. Hi, kitty. The Ten of Cups in reverse. That's moving towards not letting anybody else own you. To own your emotions, not letting anybody else own your emotions. When people say go with the flow, I mean, everybody says go with the flow, but nobody tells you really what that's about either, right? Going with the flow is going with what you can't change and still being happy, Like getting fired from your job and then using it as an excuse to do something that you love. That's going with the flow. Some people could get fired from their job and just wallow in misery and beat themselves up. Oh, I'm not good enough. I knew I wasn't good enough. How do you take control over that and use that to your benefit? Like, okay, universe, obviously you have something else in store for me. So what is it? Where can I find my own permanent contentment in the realm of my heart? Where can I find the strength inside myself to rise up to any occasion, to go with the flow of the natural flow of the universe? Where do I have the wisdom of when to take action, when to stay silent, right? Why are all the hidden teachings all locked under lock and key? Like, why do they put all these hidden knowledges, the hidden secrets, the sacred geometry, the power of manifestation, the law of attraction? Like, why were all these things locked up for such a long time? Why do they always talk in riddles? Because if you knew how powerful of a creator you really were, then you would start teaching other people how powerful of a creator they are as well. What else does Cancer stand to gain? The Hierophant. That is being in touch with your true self. On top of the King of Swords with the Ten of Cups, that is the knowing, the know-how, the wisdom of when to remain silent and when to speak. The difference between inspired action and non-inspired action. How many of you have felt that inspired action? How many of you are resisting that inspired action? The Sun. The Sun is life force to everything. That is giving your life force to yourself and what you're doing, like your passions, your creative passions. The Ace of Wands. Like he's got the golden fleece. He has the world in his hands. He's got that fire, that passionate fire burning. He's confident. He's wise. And that's what you learn through this experience of letting go of being the wounded warrior, of actually trusting and just going with the flow. Page of Wands. You could be receiving messages, or you could be learning how to give messages to the youth, for the younger generation. Learning how to transform knowledge that you have into information that's useful for the people that come after you, with the wisdom and the know-how, the strength, the deep understanding. I mean, how do you explain jacuzzi bubbles to someone who's never been in a jacuzzi? Sometimes we have to go through it in order to understand it, in order to see what we need to see. Not everything that we're going through in life, even though it might feel like it's negative. I mean, let me tell y'all, before I moved into the house that I'm in right now, I looked every day in the newspaper, Craigslist. I even went to go try to get a loan for a new house. And I didn't qualify for a loan. I was a tattoo artist. I didn't have any real solid money on the books. I didn't care about my credit at that time. I was, didn't care about my credit. And then when the whole banks went down and everything, I ended up getting, the house got foreclosed on that I was living in, ended up moving into where I'm at now. I cried and cried and cried when I moved into this house. Because I moved from a really nice 2-story with a full basement and a 2-car garage with a mechanic's pit and this big front porch, into a little old trailer, a 1973 trailer that was leaking when I first moved in. And I cried and cried. It's the best thing that probably ever happened to me. I own this spot now. Paid outright. No banks. Just the solid word between a person and another person. And I got the deed in the mail one day. You never know what universe has in store for you. You never know how your life lessons not only can transform your life, but can help inspire another person. The moon. You stand knowing. You stand on solid ground with the golden fleece in your hand. Through this experience, you learn how to keep your eye on that prize. No matter what darkness spews from that box, she's there, naked, alone, with unwavering faith towards the light. Whatever that light is for you. Gotta let go of being the wounded warrior, so you don't lose your love in the underworld forever because you don't trust. Queen of Swords, that is gaining ultimate truth, that is being balanced in your truth and your emotions. Queen of Swords carefully weighs the facts of things. She hardly cares about emotions, but the Queen of Swords is definitely in balance with her heart and her mind. This could be a woman in your life, or this could be the energy of the woman that you want to be. The woman that is on the other side of this wounded warrior is the Queen of Swords. The Knight of Wands. That is moving rapidly towards slaying these double-headed dragons, slaying this double-headed Jekyll and Hyde, slaying the constant I'm sorries for what? Why are you sorry you smiled? If anything at all you change today, change one I'm sorry because you giggled. Don't even, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry for being sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, you know. Just, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Thank you. The tower, yep. The tower crumbles all that's not built on solid foundations. Into the Nine of Cups. That's the only way that we can get into the Nine of Cups is by the tower coming through and rocking our world. But those towers don't crumble if you don't build on faulty foundation. If you build on solid foundation, then no tower can crumble you. You just weather that storm, man. Through not being the wounded warrior, through stop saying you're sorry for everything, you get the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the power over the tower. To sail on into smooth waters. You've learned how to use those swords that were placed in your back to plug the holes in your boat, to sail away with confidence and knowing, inner knowing, towards smoother waters. Like, it might be rough right now, but what's at the bottom has to come up, and what's at the top has to come down. But it's all in how we deal with it, right? He could have just laid there and died with those swords stuck in his back. With the Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune at the bottoms, I see that as things looking up, man, in the realm of the heart, in the realm of the balance of your heart. We can't be all fact, no feeling, and we can't be all feeling, no fact. There has to be a good, healthy boundary between those. What else do we have for the Cancer Collective Universe? The World. That's completion of the cycle. That's passing the final tests. That's applying what you've learned, the knowledge that you've gained through your next experiences. Sometimes I swear some of the experiences I've been through, it's been universe being like, okay, how are you going to use that lesson to apply it to this right here? Okay, how are you going to use that lesson to apply it to this right here? Like, sometimes it really feels like we're playing the most realistic virtual reality video game that we will ever play. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is power moves. That's a power move of interpersonal reflection. That's looking at the foundation on which we've built those towers and being like, oh, yeah, that was kind of in a swamp. Where are we building our foundations at? Move towards things that are more tangible. Wealth that you can hold on to, experiences that you can keep and pass on, knowledge that you can move to the next level, the next upgrade. I'm going to pull one from the Osha Zen. I feel like it's Osha Zen time. All right, universe. The Lovers. I'm going to read from the book, from the Osho Zen deck. Sometimes I feel like the author of the book might have a definition or a wording that might resonate better than something that I might say, you know? The Lovers. These three things are to be taken note of. The lowest love is sex. It is physical, and the highest refinement is love is compassion. Sex is below love. Compassion is above love. Love is exactly in the middle. Very few people know what love is. 99% of people, unfortunately, think sexuality is love. It is not. Sexuality is very animal. It certainly has a potential of growing into love, but it is not actual love, only a potential. If you become aware and alert, meditative, then sex can be transformed into love. And if your meditative becomes total absolute, love can be transformed into compassion. Sex is the seed, love is the flower. Compassion is the fragrance. Buddha has defined compassion as love plus meditation. When your love is not just a desire for the other, when your love is not only a need, when your love is sharing, when your love is not that of a beggar but an emperor, when your love is not asking for something in return but is ready only to give for the sheer joy of giving, then add meditation to it and the pure fragrance is released. That is compassion. Compassion is the highest phenomenon. Yeah, I feel a lot of you Cancers have probably given a lot of yourself to a lot of people. And then you've been caught in the loop of, after all I've done for you, you're going to treat me like this, or after all I've done. You have to watch where your personal motivations are crossing underneath your actual actions. I mean, are you giving love? Are you giving of yourself? Are you giving of your time for something in return? Or are you just giving of your time and yourself and your love? Maybe that's where the wounded warrior is, as in how much time and effort in something that you have expectation of receiving something and receiving something back for. Maybe just by learning how to love, to give your time and without expectation. What else do we have for the Cancer Collective Universe? The Source at the bottom. And the Miser. I love these cards so much. Zen asks you to come out of the head and into the basic source. It is not that Zen is not aware of the uses of energy in the head, but if all the energy is used in the head, you will never become aware of your eternity. You will never know as an experience what it is to be one with the whole. When the energy is just at the center, pulsating, when it is not moving anywhere, neither in the head nor in the heart, but in the very source from where the heart takes it, the head takes it, pulsating at the very source. That is the very meaning of Zazen. Zazen means just sitting at the very source, not moving anywhere. A tremendous force arises. A transformation of energy into light and love, into greater life, into compassion, into creativity. It can take many forms, but first you have to learn how to be at the source. Then the source will decide where your potential is. You can relax at the source, and it will take you to your very potential. That's that going with the flow. That's that turning your disappointments into fuel to power you. That's that saying thank you instead of I'm sorry. Thank you is so much better than I'm sorry. The miser. Where is it? There you are. 144, part of the 144. The miser. This woman has created a fortress around herself, and she is clinging to all the possessions she thinks are her treasures. In fact, she has accumulated so much stuff with which to adorn herself, including the feathers and furs of living creatures, that she has made herself ugly in the effort. This card challenges us to look at what we are clinging to, and what we feel possessed that is so valuable that it needs to be protected by a fortress. It needn't be a big bank balance or a box full of jewels. It could be something as simple as sharing our time with a friend, or taking the risk of expressing our love to another. Like a well that is sealed up and becomes stagnant from disuse, our treasure becomes tarnished and worthless if we refuse to share them. Whatever you're holding on to, remember that you can't take it with you. Loosen your grip and feel the freedom an expansive sharing can bring. The moment you become miserly, you are closed to the basic phenomenon of life. Expansion, sharing. The moment you start clinging to things, you have missed the target. You have missed, because things are not the target. Your innermost being is the target. Not a beautiful house, but a beautiful you. Not much money, but a rich you. Not many things, but being open, available to millions of things. Pull one from the Rebel deck. Because your body is pissed at you. All of the, I'm sorry, I won't smile, I can't giggle, you know? Oops, I took too much, I didn't take enough. It does a toll on your mind and your body and your environment. My aunt sent me this book one time called Why Men Love Bitches. And that really helped my viewpoint a lot on how I was the doormat. There's a lot of us women out there thinking that, oh, we're the perfect women because some guy calls us at 2 o'clock in the morning to do his laundry. You know, we go over there at 2 o'clock in the morning thinking, wow, we're so wonderful. And then they never call us again. And we don't understand why. Because going over to some fuckboy's house to do his laundry at 2 o'clock in the morning is not loving you. Being there every time somebody needs you. Oh, like, look how, like, I'm such a wonderful, loyal, caring, compassionate, wonderful human being. And I'm sure you are. Most guaranteed you are. But if you got some fuckboy trying to call you at 2 o'clock in the morning or show up at your doorstep unannounced, you know, can't even take you to dinner, just want to bone you, then don't give him your emotions, man. Don't give him your you, all that love you have in there, all that actual cleaning at 4 o'clock in the morning, baking cookies self you've got. Fuckboys don't deserve that shit, man. And being a Cancer, you're a giver. So givers always give and give and give and give and give. And takers don't have a limit, man. Takers don't have a limit. That's why givers have to set one. Give 0. Just we're talking about setting boundaries, right? Give 0. Because it could be so much worse. Feeling that you are so full of love, but you don't know how to love yourself. Get in your heart, it misses you. I love you, Cancers. You guys are beautiful, beautiful creatures here on Earth. But you got to set your own boundaries. And stop giving so much of yourself. You can't give out till you have nothing left to give. You just give and give and be like, oh, it's okay. Can you work this double? Yeah, sure, no problem. And then when it comes time for you to do something, ain't nobody there, man. Because they're used to your energy giving, not needing. So learn how to go with the flow. Going with the flow of the universe. It's probably one of the most valuable tools that we have, man, is just go with the flow. I hope this helps. Much love, always and always. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Most importantly, have a good day.